I'm back here in the layout. My name's Dave. This is Macaro Sodding, my N-scale layout. And today we're going to talk about roads. More specifically, what makes better substrate for a road and how you can use grout for a road. It seems to be a theme right now on this channel is grout. One of the things that I found out when I was making some roads on the layout itself, that you're always going to have these, you know, where the cork ends, and you're going to have a seam, and then you've got to figure out how to fill it and everything else. And in the mill, I've already put grout down on most of the terrain where there isn't going to be traffic driving. And so I thought to myself, well, putting grout over grout's not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy. And so I've come up with two materials for the substrate for the asphalt roads in the mine, or not in the mine, in the mill. Sorry, a little shell shock this morning. Anyway, and one of them is cork, but very, very, very thin cork. I'm going to show you something in a minute. You'll see how that is extremely thin. And the other one is a foam, like a craft foam. And it's a little thicker, and I'm leaning sort of towards that one, but I want to try both to see. The cork has a big problem with it, and I'll show you that as well. So what I did is I went online, and I, of course, went to the web, and I put in highway dimensions, or road dimensions. And I found a diagram. Now, I'll see if I can find it again, and I'll put it in the comment, put a link to it in the comments. This particular diagram, and I'm going to switch over right now to it. This has all of the dimensions all the way out. So we've got now this looks to me to be for a city, because it's got a planting strip and a sidewalk and then 2 feet of extra after the sidewalk, and it tells you what slopes and everything. But the one that we're really interested in is these ones here. This one is 8 feet. This one is 14, this one is 14, and this one is 8 feet. And so I took my my scale ruler and my calipers, and I went and I did this. Okay, so we're going to do 8 feet, so we laid it out. 8 feet is right there, and it's actually 15 millimeters. Then the 14 foots, there's 26 millimeters, and the other side here again is going to be 15. I know it says 14 there, but I remeasured it, and the right answer is up here at the top. So this is what I'm using to base all of my roads on my layout on. When I come to do the town scene or the city scene, I'll use the sidewalk dimensions. So I have the sidewalk, and this one is called parking. This one right beside the main road. For my purposes, parking is going to be the shoulder. And up here in Northern Ontario, there aren't a lot of paved shoulders, so I'm going to play some games here with this to make it work. So what I did was, I'm going to just pull this out of the way, and I'm going to have to back up a lot here. There we go. So can never get things completely correct when moving things around here. So what we've got here, let me get here we go. Got a pointer down here. So this is the foam, and I know this is hard to see, but that is the cork. I think it does show up I'm trying to get a light on it a little bit more, but I think that does still show up. It'll show up once we do the grout. So what we have here are the real world dimensions, 8 feet, 14, 14, and 8. We have the N scale dimensions, 15, 26, 26, 15. And this foam is 1.38 millimeters thick. Same dimensions, everything here. This cork is only 1 millimeter thick. And that's where the problem comes in. So I'm just going to grab a sheet of this stuff here. So this is the cork itself. Now let me find a part that's already damaged so I can show you. There, right there. I folded this stuff. Shouldn't have. I should have put it on a roller or something. But it tears. And I'm just going to demonstrate. That's how easy it tears. And I'm concerned that the method I'm going to use to put the pavement in the mill, I'm going to have all sorts of torn sheets of cork. And I'm not really thrilled at that. This foam, sorry, I'm going to just, I have this foam. And it is, let me see if I've got a 12. It's 14 and I don't know how long it is. But it doesn't tear. I mean, I think I could tear it if I wanted to, but it doesn't tear so easily as the cork does. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to end up using this foam on the layout itself. The other thing we're going to use is this. This is pre-mixed grout. So let me switch back. Make it easier. There. Over we go. There. This is pre-mixed grout. And I bought this because I wasn't convinced that I could get the right texture or the right consistency if I mixed the grout myself. Now, this wasn't expensive. I mean, you know, give or take a few bucks. This was $23 for this container. And it's a fairly good sized container. It's 1 quart or 946 milliliters. So what we're going to do today, and this should be a short video. I keep saying that every time we start, and every time we go way over where we should be. What we're going to do is we're going to put the grout down on both of these surfaces. The first thing we're going to do is get some painter's tape. Now I want to split the what I'm calling the shoulder, which is called parking in the diagram. I'm going to split it in half and put the tape down. If I can get it straight. I think that's about right there. Now I'm doing this because I don't want grout on that shoulder. I'm going to put something else on the shoulder, which, as with almost everything I do, is not a normal material for model railroading. And we're going to put tape here, across the top, and tape across the bottom. All right. Same thing on the cork. You notice the nice labels? That's because I had a fancy-dancy new label maker. This label maker It's a brother. I think it is a brother. I'm pretty sure it's a brother. Yeah, it is a brother. It does, the tapes that go in it are the normal ones, like these flat things. But they also make heat shrink labels. So when it comes to go, and I'm going to admit something right now, my layout is not wired yet. Even though it is wired in a small section, so I can actually test the engines and stuff. But it is not completely wired all the way around. And I'm not going to shoot a video on wiring a layout because, let's see, Charlie Bishop and 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or even 100 more people have done demonstrations of how to wire the bottom of a network, a layout. And I'm not going to do that because I feel that would be a waste of your time and my time. And also, because I have to crawl underneath and lay on my back and everything else, there's probably going to be a lot of swearing going on. So we're gonna deal with that wiring later on, all by myself, and I'll probably take a full weekend or a couple of days or whatever to do this. Now, I have a putty knife that magically is inside the width where the tape is. And all I'm going to do here is put down this grout. Spread it out. Now obviously this is way too much grout. So I'm going to start peeling off the extra. Having the tape down also gives me a nice clean edge. I'm putting it down with the little trowel to begin with, and then I'm going to use the bigger putty knife to smooth it out completely. This will just help me remove. Okay, so now, large putty knife. You see what I'm doing here? I just always forget. Now you're going to have to excuse my big fat hand in the way, but here we go. Now the other thing that's nice about the foam is it has a depth. It has a real depth to it. So I can actually put in a sloped border to the pavement or asphalt, depending on what country you're listening to this to. I was born in Scotland, so I have a tendency to be all over the place where the English language is concerned. So I'm just going to take this and smooth that out like that. So you can see that's pretty good. I'll peel the tape off both of these once I've done both. So now the cork. Now this is just to demonstrate what the cork can do. It of course is more porous than the foam, and that may have a benefit, but I'm not sure yet. Now you'll note the color that I picked. Now they're calling this DeLorean gray. I thought the DeLorean from Back to the Future was white, but they're calling it gray. So we're But highways around here are very rarely black. They're almost always a gray of some color. So what I'm going to do here, and we'll come back to this next week as well, just to, okay, let's wipe that off. Let's take the big spatula. Now this is a very thin coat. Oh, there we go. Off you come. All right. So that's the grout applied, and I used very, very little of what's in this container. So let's pull that tape off and see what we got. Start at the bottom here, come all the way across. And of course I've got I've got bits and pieces of grout that I don't want. There we go. Let's see now. Okay. Let me see. What if I happen to zoom in? Let's just back it out a bit, move it over. So we have the grout in the middle here. We have the foam, which is almost the same color as the grout. But what it happens is with the grout, at least I have texture, because what I'm going to come along and do afterwards is I'm going to darken areas where traffic travels. I'm going to put in, where is it? It's down here. I'm going to put in, what's this stuff called again? Walnut shells. And it's the tiniest little bit of walnut shells. And that's going to be the shoulder, here and here, and here and here. You know, you can see it much better on the cork, the difference between the cork itself and the actual road surface that we're going to deal with. Already learning that I've got to be a little cleaner when I do this. Now putting down this coat like this also allows me to put cracks and other things in the road surface itself. Like I say, this grout and this foam are almost the same color. I'm going to have to see what happens when it dries, but it really doesn't matter if it's the same color. At least it gives me texture, and it gives me an ability to, with my airbrush, brush in marks where vehicles have traveled. Because typically on a highway, there are tracks that are left by the vehicles as they travel on the highway. Now, sorry, I'm just picking up the grout. And we're definitely not doing anything more today, because it says here it needs to cure for 24 to 48 hours. And it's only been minutes. So I'm going to have to leave this for Friday and Saturday, and maybe I'll leave it over the weekend and then come back to it on Monday. And sorry, I'm just cleaning a spatula here. I get a little OCD about dirty stuff. Anyway, so that's it for today. I know that wasn't exactly thrilling, but it's a start. And I just wanted to show you something I bought on online, which I'm also going to test on here to see how well they work. I have, now this is from Highways and Byways Models. I'll put a link in the description. And this is N-scale yellow parking stripes, or the road stripes. And I'm going to lay that down on the, here, I'll pull it out so you can see it. So it's individual little stripes that you can pick off and use on your highway. So that's that for striping. Then there's the white lines. See, again, better pull it out because the reflection off the plastic is there. So it's white lines, and that's going to be on the edge of the highway. I also purchased two others, if I can get them. No, okay, the other one's over there. Now this looks like it is transfer paper. I never opened this one once I bought it, so I'm just I know this is thrilling video. It's hard to. Let me pick at something here, and here we go. So it is. Oh, it is. So I hope you can see that. This is the railroad crossing warning signs that are painted on pavement. And then the last one I purchased was called Turning and Assorted Graphics. So, school zone, yield, stop, slow. And I don't know what only is for. Well, I guess it's only turning with the turning signals. So I'll put a link to the Highways and Byways stuff in this in the video description for you, and I will try and find the diagram with the highway, because I mean this could be done in any scale this way, so you just take this diagram, take the real world dimensions and convert them to your scale size, and you're off to the races. So like I say, this takes 24 to 48 hours, so I'll come back on Monday and check it out, see how it is. I'm quite happy with how both of them look. The cork tends to have more of a texture, but that's also because the cork has texture itself, whereas this cork is as smooth as his baby's bottom. So, like I say, we're going to come back next week and finish this off. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I was thinking maybe I could take a heat gun to these things and spray and get them dried quicker, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to screw up how it dries. So, Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're still getting more and more. If you have a comment, please leave it below. I read all the comments. I reply to all the comments. It's easy to do, and I just want to show my appreciation to the people who do leave comments or suggestions. So, as always, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and remember, it's your railroad, and you can build it any way you want. And I will stop.